Hey there, welcome to The Hot Slice, the weekly podcast brought to you by Pizza Today magazine. I'm your host, Jeremy White, editor-in-chief of Pizza Today, joined, as always, by the one, the only, the vivacious, smiling Denise Greer, executive editor of Pizza Today. Hey, Denise.
Just a smiley, crazy person. Yes. Hello. Good
I will
afternoon.
vouch for the smiling. I really don't think you're crazy. Maybe unique. How's that?
I am unique. That's correct.
That's the way to be. That's the way to be.
And we're sitting here. It is October. Can you
I know.
believe it is October right now?
It is
National Pizza Month, by the way.
Pizza Month. That is right. We have Halloween coming up, which is,
Yeah.
not only my favorite holiday, but one of the busiest days of the entire year in terms of sales for pizzerias, because who's got time to cook on Halloween? We're all ordering pizza, right?
Yeah. And don't forget, I think it's the 20th, I believe, is World Pizza Maker Day. So that's our day every day is a day to celebrate our amazing pizza makers all over the world. But that's a day that you can honor your pizza makers right there. Special designation day, and those do work, by the way. Promoting those special days, they do work, and you get a bump.
They do. You need to promote it on your social media and your marketing, get people in the door. And I'm glad pizza makers have a day, and I'm glad that pizza has an entire month. But look, for us and for those listening every day is pizza day. Every day we celebrate this great food that has brought us all together. But having said that, it is National Pizza Month, as we've already said. And if those listening want to head on over to pizzatoday.com, we have a very detailed, resourceful guide that will help our readers make use of National Pizza Month and make it work to their advantage.
Yeah, we also have, you'll see right on the homepage, it says 30 ways to get in on the action with National Pizza Month. And it's not too late. Even if the month's already started, you can still capitalize on it, especially with your local media, because they're always looking for good stories to tell. And National Pizza Month is a fun story for them to tell.
And I'm glad you said that. It's not too late. You don't have to be like, oh, well, I should have done something on October 1st, or I should have started the last week of September in preparation. Look, it's a whole month. Today's the 6th.
Yeah.
You have the whole month. Take a couple days, go through the guide that you put together, Denise, by the way. There will be 3 or 4 things in there that will jump out to you that would work in your pizzeria. Take a couple of days to implement them, put them into action over the next couple of weeks. You have an entire month. Now, you should get started today, yes, but you have an entire month.
Yeah. And, you can hit people instantly with your loyalty programs, through your loyalty emails, push notifications, whatever you have. If you're lucky enough to have push notifications, I'm telling you what, that is money right now. People are loving push notifications on their phones. And you have social, you can do things instantly and get feedback and get shares.
Absolutely. So that's, there are many great things about social. One of them being just how quickly you can interact with your customers and how quickly you can put a campaign into play, right? You don't have to go to a firm, an agency, a designer, and talk about a campaign and talk about, we want to push this, we want to push that, and then wait on design and then approve design and then market test and roll it out. None of that's required. It's just a few keystrokes, a photo, and hit send, right? I mean, come on.
And you know what? I can take dynamite photos with this right here in a window. That right there, right next to a window, it's money all day long. And all you need to do is make your people drool over your amazing pizza. I mean, just showcase that pizza.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it can be.
So let's switch gears. Let's talk about today's podcast. We have a special guest on today. Her name is Carrie Lepoma. She owns and operates Lepomas Pizza in the state of Georgia. She and her husband Anthony opened Lepomas in 2019.
Yeah.
The company has grown to 4 units, soon to be 5, as they are adding a food truck and are actively looking for more growth opportunities in the future. So Carrie is clearly a woman on a mission. She is very motivated to grow her business over the coming years?
Yeah, she is. I mean, I'm so impressed by her. She's an amazing woman, and the plans for growth right now that she's implementing is something to behold.
Agreed. She's got quite a story to tell. COVID has impacted the pizza
Yeah.
business drastically, and it's probably impacted her more than anyone I know personally in the pizza industry. And I'm going to let her tell her story. I'm not going to give anything away.
Okay.
Little bit of a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
May shed a tear. Be forewarned, you may shed a tear as you're listening to
You may
this.
need a little Kleenex next to you, because I kind of did.
But in the end, uplifting. And like I said, Carrie's on a mission.
Absolutely. Well, let's get right into her story.
Every pizza you serve makes an impression. Make each one count with Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese. With a kiss of buffalo milk, velvety melt, extraordinary stretch, no overbrowning, and superb reheat, Bacio is the unparalleled performer designed to consistently impress. And only Bacio offers the Gold Club Rewards program, which provides monthly cash back and exclusive marketing support. Schedule a demonstration at baciocheese.com/hotslice and discover how Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese creates pizzas that impress. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
So, Carrie, you opened your business in 2015 in the state of Georgia. I believe that you are from Mississippi originally, and now you have 4 stores in Georgia. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We moved up. We are from Mississippi. My husband's family is Italian, and they were in Chicago, and they got tired of the snow and moved to Mississippi, where it never snows ever. And I was born and raised there. And so he had another opportunity for work. He was with Southern Company, Mississippi Power, and we transferred to Georgia Power. And when we got to Georgia, we had always wanted to open a pizzeria. That was just in our plans, forever. And then one year, we always go to Gatlinburg after Christmas and do our yearly planning. And we said, this is it. This is the year. And so we actually booked our ticket to the Pizza Expo, met Michael Shepard there, and then that was in March, and then August 1st we opened. So yes, it was really a fast experience.
Wow. So you went to Pizza Expo with the understanding that you and your husband sat down, you talked about the future, and you decided you wanted to get in the restaurant business, specifically in the pizza business. Yes. And you went to Pizza Expo to do your due diligence and your research before you dove in. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Why did you choose pizza?
Well, we had been making that for years in the house. My husband's family being Sicilian, his grandma always made them pizza. But back then it was square pizza. My father-in-law still has an issue that we make circle pizza. And so that's a legit thing he'll talk about all the time. Why is it circle and not square? I'm like, we have a square one, Papa, we have one, but we just love pizza. It's in our heart and soul. He had been making it in our kitchen for years, messing with the dough recipe and sauce recipe and using some of his grandmother's background. So for us, it was a no-brainer. We wanted pizza.
Yeah. Now, how long did you say it took him to come up with the perfect pizza dough formula?
Oh, wow. Several years. I mean, he worked on it in the kitchen. We had pizza multiple times weekly. He was very dedicated to finding the perfect one. So, he just experimented over and over. So.
Denise, it's so funny because we go to Pizza Expo and we hear people from New York City who have traditional New York slice shops. like, pizza's supposed to be round. It's not supposed to be square. Why would it be square or rectangular? That's silly. But the old Italian bakeries obviously made it in sheet pans, and they're like, why is it round? And Carrie's talking about, someone saying, why in her family, why is it round? It's not supposed to be round. I love the traditions of pizza and how vast they are, and how the purists just argue and fight over how it should be. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we incorporated both. We are New York style, but with Sicilian flavors to give credit to his Sicilian heritage. So that's kind of our spin on it.
And you're up to 4 stores now. So, go ahead, Denise.
Oh, sorry. What are those Sicilian, attributes that you really put into the New York style?
So the sauce has a little kick, has a little spice to it. Yeah. And tons of basil, tons of oregano, just all the flavors just really mesh together. So
nice. You're speaking my language.
Really stands out. Yeah.
So Carrie, you opened in 2015. It is now, we're on the back end of 2021. You've grown to 4 stores. When did you make the leap from your original location to a second location?
So our second location came, I think, about 2 years after we opened the first one. We had originally looked at several spaces, and they were just never available. And so they actually came available, and they contacted us again, and we said, all right, let's go do it, And so then 2 turned into 3. And after 3, we're like, oh my goodness, I don't see how we're going to do anymore. It's just like my husband calls it labor pains, the build out, the construction. But then you soon forget, and you're like, let's open a 4th one. We're ready, And so we went on to do that. And, but they've all been very successful, except for 1. I will say that 1 has not, even though we've done all the same things, as far as marketing, still in what we consider a growth area. It just has never taken off. Yeah. And just so we have
different there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we had talked about shutting it down and going downtown in that area. And so that's what I'm still currently in the process of. We're going to shut that 1 store down and then open downtown, where I'm pretty sure I would definitely place my bets on it that it'll be far more profitable.
That's interesting that you say that you did, everything the same. You had followed the same marketing plan, all that. What factors in your mind have led to this 1 location not performing as you had hoped it would?
Originally, it was, I guess, one of the franchises that was only pick up and carry out. And so we do carry out and dine in. And I don't really know. I mean, it was in the right shopping center, in the right neighborhoods. We've debated on it ourselves. I truly just don't know. But we had always set our parameters at 3 years, like we've even done more marketing, more just added to that, we do through Yelp and Google and, just all of our different avenues. And we set our timeline. We'll just cut our losses, and go elsewhere, because I don't want to spin our wheels. It's hard enough getting people, hard enough keeping things above water. You just rather cut it and move on. So I don't think of it as a loss. I think of it as it's a win to the business, because we're going to be able to go put our efforts elsewhere that will create revenue.
Yeah. And you're actually moving the location. So it's, it's a kind of a different framework than just all in all closing a location. You're replacing that, that sales with new sales. So,
Absolutely.
Now, so Carrie, I know that, obviously the pandemic that the entire world is still learning to deal with right now has had catastrophic effects on business all across the country, on pizzerias. And COVID has hit your business, but it's hit your personal life really, really, really hard. Do you want to talk about the impact COVID has had on your business and your family?
Yes, absolutely. So it's me and my husband, Anthony. We've always done this together, 100%, fighting tooth and nail. Sometimes, you always butt heads, but we're always together in it. And he had just a freak accident at the gym, had a heart attack, cardiac arrest. He was brought back from that pretty much unscathed, which is pretty remarkable. But when he was in the hospital, he actually contracted COVID. And that has really affected us. He was not able to heal from that. He was actually in ICU for 22 days. And he eventually passed from COVID after 14 days of being on the ventilator. So for us, it's really awful. I mean, that's really my only word that I can use to describe it.
Yeah.
But the beauty is he left these pizza places still here. He might be gone. His spirit's not gone. Clearly, our name is still on these pizzerias. I'm still here to run them. Fortunately, we did it together. I'm not just blind. And we have 5 children. And so his name has been left. That's his legacy. And all 5 of my children, all the way from 26 to 6, are working in the pizza places. Even my little 6-year-old is running food and getting drinks. My 14 and 13-year-old, I mean, they're in the kitchen calling themselves managers, tossing pizzas, running the oven. And 21 and 26, they're really doing their job to honor their dad. And for me, it was scary to do it all alone. I've never done it all alone, but I said, nope, this isn't going to get us down. We have a new why, and our why is to honor the hard work and the effort and the love that he had for the business. I mean, he loves pizza. Like, our motto is a slice of happiness. Like, he truly thought he was bringing happiness to everybody who ate our pizza, and so our intention is to carry that on.
That's beautiful. And that is the beauty of pizza. It really is a joyous and communal food that brings people together and brings smiles and happiness. Carrie, when Anthony was running the business along with you, I'm assuming maybe you took on certain roles and he took on certain tasks, and you kind of divided and conquered and got the business where it is in that way. I'm guessing there's some things he excelled at that were your weaknesses and vice versa. And now you're left to really figure it out and run the business on your own. How did the breakdown work out before that? What task have you had to take on and figure out now as the business owner moving forward? What has fallen onto your plate that has really been challenging to you?
Yeah, that is really great, because I've had to really think on that since all of this happened. Originally, he was the forward thinker. He would find the locations. Of course, I would agree, yay or nay. And then he would do the build outs. He would work with the engineers and the architects. He was in charge of the marketing, any technology advances that we did. And just mainly just the growth of the company. Whereas I maintained. Once we got it open and going, I did the hiring, the firing, the daily operations. So yes. So I focused on the daily operations. He focused on the growth and forward movement. So for me, I've had to think, okay, what do I need to do to grow this company? I know that we had these initial plans in place, which I'm very grateful that we make our plans yearly, so I still have our initial framework to go off of. Yeah. And so we had even been working on franchise documents and, just whatever growth avenues that we could partake in. And so I have a very clear framework, but with that, I've had to do more research. He was the research guy. Just spending more time online, diving into, just really technology, because that's where it's going. So I'm having to think that way. Plus I'll be doing my first build out myself with our new location. So that should be exciting while we're trying to get our food trailer running too. So lots of
We're
things
staying busy.
going on.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're all very positive, and it'll take me just learning and finding people and asking questions. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
And
as long as you stay curious, that's the key. Stay curious, and that will lead you to research, and that will lead you to your answers.
And hungry, and all the senses, and hungry, all the senses of
right. Absolutely.
I'll ask you this question. What was the big vision that he had for the business that you want to carry on as you're developing these new plans?
Yeah, so absolutely. Our vision was we wanted to create a company that our kids could inherit one day and to be able to continue to grow. But we also love the fact that we can hire awesome people, train them up, let them be managers. And then our franchise model was also to be able to give our managers the ability to own their own business and run their own franchise. Like maybe it's people who didn't go to college and that they still can grow and still be very successful in their life. And on top of being able to continue to grow the business, it gives them more opportunity to grow with the company. Yeah. And so the franchises would not necessarily just be limited to anybody who worked at Lepomas, but any outsiders who saw that it was profitable and that they could make an impact on their community. That's also what it's for. So we just wanted to grow as far as we could grow and never stop, but give back to our people ultimately is what our desire is, to be able to give them opportunity.
And of your 5 kids, who's showing the most passion to be that driver to maybe one day, be like you and take over the ops side, or be like him and take over the growth side,
Yeah.
Is anybody are they starting to come to that yet? Or
I'm putting my money on the 6-year-old for the passion because the 20-year-olds don't want to work and the teenagers are teenagers. So I'm putting my money on the 6-year-old.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
Well, my son Gregorio, he was we kept all Italian names. So Gregorio, he was 6 when we first opened. Oh, wow. And he has worked alongside me and his dad almost just daily. Mm-hmm. And so he knows in his heart that's what he wants to do. But my 6-year-old, like you said, she's also telling people what to do already. And she's saying, well, I'm the owner's daughter. I can tell them. I said, no, you are 6. You cannot say that right now. But I will say through the passing of their father, they've all become very much more aware and responsible. Even my 14-year-old's like, we're going to do whatever we have to do, Mom. He quit going to football for a month just to be able to get the pizza place caught up. 21-year-old, he's like, I'm just going to do whatever it takes. 26-year-old, we're in this together. So I couldn't be more proud of them, ultimately.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so awesome.
Yeah, your story, so Denise, Carrie sent me an email a couple of weeks ago, just reaching out saying I'd like to tell my husband's story. And I had to think really hard before I responded to her what was a really great and appropriate way to honor Anthony and tell her story. And then one day it hit me that I think the podcast, our weekly podcast, is the best way to do so, because a lot of people will hear it and honor Anthony and Carrie and the entire family and the business, and give it the respect and the honor that it deserves. And it's just really touching to me how sometimes a tragedy will rally people together, and that clearly has been the case with your pizzeria, Carrie, with your pizza business, because it sounds like that despite everything it has endured, it's on really strong footing and doing well.
Yeah,
it is. We've even had past managers come back and say, we want to be a part of this in honor of Anthony. And so we brought them on, and because they've come on, we're going to be able to expand even more. And just, it would make my husband so proud. I know he's still working from above. At least he doesn't have to sleep now. You know, he can work 24 hours if he wants to. But I know he's smiling down. He couldn't be happier. I mean, this was his life. You know, this is what he truly just loved to do. You know, he just wanted to wake up and make pizza. And so for him, I, as his wife and business partner, you know, will work tirelessly and endlessly to make it a continued success for him, you know, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I think about the celebration of life and how important that is to do during these times, you know, and, you know, is there a story that you like to share about Anthony in the business that really goes to show either how passionate he was about it or how much love he had for the business, that just, you know, gives you goosebumps and makes you, you know, just think fondly?
Yeah. So for me, it's just him being in there, is his same shirt. I have his original hat, and he just walks through, and he's just a magnet for people. People love him, and, you know, they could call him his best friend if they've only met him once, you know, so he really worked the front, you know, he loved talking to his people and making just friends. He called them CFLs, customers for life. That's a term that he coined. So his main passion was just to make customers for life through bonding and serving them the best pizza that they ever had. And for him to stretch the pizza, he was a very strong, kind of just stout guy. And not every time, but often when he was on the stretch table, he would be stretching so hard and so fast that the screens would fall down on him. We had our screens up top. And so that would happen often. And, you know, being Italian, there'd be a few words come out of his mouth, you know, and it'd be like, it's okay. Let's just get back up there. But he was always looking like, how could we improve? What can we do next? All while maintaining just wonderful relationships and making great pizza. He was just so proud. He would take pictures of his crust and video with auditory, you know, the crunch. He'd be like, look, I'm squeezing the pizza. Hear the crunch, you know, the crust. So it didn't matter how big or how small. He was just so proud of it. So that's what gives me goosebumps, just knowing that I know he's still there. So
the passion is very evident on Anthony's part and on your part. So Carrie, what's next for Lepomas? You've mentioned that you're moving a location downtown. Are you going to continue to seek to grow over the years, or force a handful? Where's the trajectory going to take Lepomas over the next few years?
Yeah, so I'm going to say this: since his passing, my fear of any unknowns has completely disappeared. I am willing to do and go wherever. We have no intentions of stopping. We are relocating our number 4. We're finally getting our food truck up and going. And as soon as we're ready, I gave myself a 2-year plan, you know, like we're going to get solid, make sure everybody's on good footings. We have 2 years. After that, I do plan to continue with our franchise documents, which we already have in place. But at that point, I will start marketing towards the franchise segment, continue to open more corporate stores as our managers deem necessary. You know, if they need a store, I'm going to open them one, you know, and so we're going to keep moving forward. I have no doubt. And that's my plans for sure.
Exciting. I can't wait to watch the growth over the coming years. Tell us about the food truck for just a moment before we let you go. That's such a hot topic right now. And if this is your first one, it sounds like, tell us about what's leading you in that direction.
Yeah, so I had originally wanted a food truck. My husband bought it specifically for me. I want a food truck. Get me one. I wanted to run lunch routes, you know, because we have manufacturing up here. Lots of ways to be able to bring lunch to people. And once we bought it, I never could get in it. I was always needed in the stores. It's like, man, but now there's just more demand for that. I see it posts all the time. People send me messages all the time. Hey, we want your pizza at our wedding. We want your pizza at a party. They just, the demand is there, and I want to be able to fulfill that. Plus, your costs are so much less. It's more profitable percentage wise with a food trailer, food truck. And so for us, to me, it's just a no-brainer. It's just another way to get our name out there, solidify ourselves in the community. And I have a manager who's really passionate about it, wants to do it. So I don't want to say no. It's like, let's buy whatever we need to buy. Let's get it working, which is easy. Just call the electrician, hook it up, and then we're good to go. So I'm excited. It'll be a whole different avenue for us.
And you don't have to worry about winter so much in Georgia, right? So you can actually, have a longer season with it. Whereas, up here, our food trucks are getting ready to shut down next month usually.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It rarely snows here either. So,
Yeah.
Carrie, I really want to thank you for reaching out to us initially and sharing your story. And I want to thank you for the time that you took today to sit on the podcast with Denise and I, and to share your personal story as well as the story of your pizza business. And I hope that we're going to see you at Pizza Expo in March. I know you're busy moving a store, but hopefully we'll see you in person.
Come by
and we owe you a big hug.
and say hi to me.
Absolutely. I would love to meet you both in person. It'd be wonderful. But we love the expo. I guarantee you I'll be there. But I do appreciate this time that y'all have given me to be able to talk about my husband and honor him, which is ultimately what I wanted to do, and be able to tell his story. And I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to do that.
Well, thank you so much. We're sending all the love your way, and we cannot wait to see you in March. We definitely, like I said, we owe you a big bear hug, and we will be watching with bated breath to see what happens next with Lepomas.
Yes, I'm excited too. Well, thank y'all so much.
Keep us posted.
Will do. I truly appreciate everything y'all have done. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carrie. Have a good day.
Thank you, Carrie.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.